Hello everyone, welcome to the Next Generation podcast. And today I am with Jack and Dylan. Dylan and Jack, welcome onto the podcast. It's an honour to have you on here today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it, mate. So, Jack, with your bare knuckle and all that,
Yep.
can you talk about it for me, please?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about it. I've been doing bare knuckle professionally for just over 3 years. I think my professional record's now 6-2. But I've been blessed during that time to win a few titles and fight on some big platforms, The Zone on the BKFC and on TalkSport TV for BKB as well. So it's been a bit of a wild ride, bit of a mad journey.
So, I've been doing boxing and stuff and that, and bare knuckle, it's a different game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
I look at people and go, wow. I think MMA is something else, but bare knuckle. What got you onto that kind of sport and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll give you a little quick story. I've told it a couple of times on a different podcast, but yeah, I've sort of always been able to look after myself a little bit, and I've used that in the wrong environments in the past, scrapping in pubs and stuff like that. And going back a few years ago, I was really overweight. I was obese, I had high blood pressure. I was drinking. I was drinking 7 days a week. Getting absolutely off my face at weekends. I just had no direction, stuck in a shitty factory job. And then one night I was round at my mate's house, who's like a big sort of combat sports fan. He actually fights himself as well, does kickboxing and that, but he's a big bare knuckle fan. And we were watching a bare knuckle event on TV. And he was going on about, these guys, the ultra, alpha males, these are the apex predators, you know. And I just thought, no, I just see two guys scrapping, so I just said, I could do that. And he was he laughed at me. And he went, Jack, this is not like a pub brawl. This is some serious shit. You know, you'd get hurt. And I thought, no, I can do this. He turned around to me and basically said that he's got contacts and he could potentially get me a fight. I said, yeah, go on then. So I got myself an unlicensed fight. And it just started from there. I got myself really motivated. Got myself sober, got myself fit, lost about God knows how much weight. I was 106 kilograms. I'm 70 now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just a complete lifestyle change for me. And I've never looked back. I didn't expect it to become like a career where I'm earning enough money where fighting's my main sort of source of income and getting sponsored and this and that. But here I am, and it's been a blessing, and there's been some luck involved, but there's been hard work involved as well, you know?
Yeah, pure graft and stuff,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like, when you're boxing, it's gloves, you know what I mean? Loads of movement, but with bare knuckle, you're two lads, like you said, having a scrap and stuff.
Yeah.
And, what titles and stuff have you won in bare knuckle?
So I won a British, WBKB British welterweight title. I think that was back in 2023. I won a UBBF European bare knuckle title in 2024. And then that's the only 2 belts I've got in bare knuckle so far. But I've since won 2 world titles in hybrid boxing, which is your boxing in your 4-ounce MMA gloves. I was signed a 4-fight deal with BKB, and unfortunately, there's been a lot of changes going on with that company. I've been waiting a long while between fights. So my next one's out down London O2 Arena, but that's not going to be till July. So in the meantime, I just took on these hybrid boxing fights, and I've won a world title at 2 different weights over at McHugh's Promotions. So yeah, 4 belts deep now, and hopefully trying to add to that. So
how many years have you been doing bare knuckle boxing for?
3.
3, so that's really good, isn't it? Also, when you're talking about your factory job, how was school like? Was
school for me? I just went there to make people laugh, be a class clown, dick about, trying to pull birds. There's nothing to do with education. I didn't even do my GCSEs or anything.
No, same here.
So I found myself from school just in a complete, I mean, you name it, I've done it. Bin man, bouncer, bricklayer, and labouring, you know, I've tried my hand at all sorts of stuff, and it's all kind of been a little bit aimless and a bit depressing. And my job, I packed my full-time factory job in to give it a go at turning professional with the fighting. and it was a big risk. And for my first year, I hardly earned anything.
Mm.
I was mega skint,
Mm.
but it's been worth it in the long run. Even for that year when I was skint, I wasn't looking at the clock, wishing my life away, thinking, "Oh, come on, it's nearly Saturday." I'm living every day now, and I think that's the big difference for me.
Yeah, so you've risked it's all in or I'm all out kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And school, like I didn't have a good experience in school and everything, and a lot of kids out there don't. Do you know what I mean? And like when I were in Blackpool, I got bullied in and out, being in behaviour school and stuff, and it was tough. And this is what this podcast is all about: is to help the next generation and help them kids to like, hey, we're all in the same boat here. Do you know what I mean? And you've come so far as it is. 4 titles, did you say? Three, 4 titles in bare knuckle boxing, and like now you're training and here's Dylan.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Bringing the next generation through. That's my main goal now. And this lad here, Dylan, probably my top boy at the minute. He's 2-0 as a professional. Just won his Northern Area title.
There he is.
Like have a chat with him.
So Dylan, bare knuckle boxing again. When you looked at it, what did you think? Like,
I weren't really planning on doing it at the start.
was you not?
Like Jack, I was a bit overweight. Going out drinking, hanging with the wrong people. Like ketamine, that was a massive part of my life. So 2.5, 3 years I took it every day. It started by going out, having it the odd bit, and then taking it during the week. And before I knew it, it was every day. And I was even like going to the gym taking it. And there's places where you shouldn't be going and doing them. Well, you shouldn't be doing it anyway. But it took a massive part of my life. In and out of hospital all the time, losing people who you love and who love you, and it's just like wasn't worth it.
No.
Weren't worth it at all.
So, when did you meet Jack, and when did you think that you wanted to do bare knuckle boxing?
So it were around January last year. I literally messaged him. I said, "Can I come join your gym? Try out a few PTs and stuff." And ever since then, it's just...
He booked in to keep fit, did Dylan. It was a bit of a form of exercise for him that wasn't boring. And I'll say it now, like I've said it to before, and I try and keep him humble and grounded as best I can, but he's going to be a star as the kid. Like, the first time I held pads for him, just braced myself, I thought, what? Like, he hit like a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's like freakish power. Freakish power. And I just knew, I thought, if I can hone this and get some skill behind it and everything. But he's also very fast, very athletic, and very mentally tough as well. So I think he's going to go all the way. I want him to at least surpass what I've done and become a household name in combat sports.
Well, I've seen you fight recently, and it was smacker, you know what I mean? You did a really good job, and a lot of people will be proud of you, such as I am as well. So, when you started doing bare knuckle and all that, your first ever fight, like walking in that ring, how did you feel?
It were immense. It were like one of the best days of my life, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of it, everyone, all my family there, my friends. It was like 3.5 hours away as well, so it weren't just a short journey.
No.
And for all them people to be there, it just made my day even more special.
Yeah.
And I think without everyone supporting me, I probably wouldn't have continued. And like, obviously, I didn't plan on doing it. I just wanted to get fit and like get healthy. And then Jack's like, "Yeah, you should try it out." And like you say, it's one of the best things that I've continued doing.
I think myself and some of the other fighters in and around the gym believed in Dylan a long time before he believed in himself. But now I'm excited to see that self-belief coming through now, and it's dangerous. He's going to be a dangerous prospect, because they say when you win a belt like that or you get a knockout like that, you get 20% better without even just psychologically. It's a mental game.
It is mental.
And I can see the belief in him, and like I say, if we keep him grounded, and he's a good person, and yeah, I just think sky's the limit for him.
That's the thing, like physical and mental. Mental is the strongest part of your body, you know what I mean? Like, especially through mental health and everything. Like, you need to change your mental way and perspective of things like you did with drugs and stuff, and same with you with alcohol. And it's a mental game, and that's what life is, I say. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've gone from the struggles to the struggles to the highest to the highest. You're holding your belts up in the air. Everyone's cheering. Everyone's shouting your name.
Something we never thought probably would have happened 5 years ago, is it? Do you know?
No.
Something weird that I'd just popped in my head as well is I used to have quite a lot of dreams, even in my 20s, of like being in the ring. And I'm thinking that this is like a bit weird. I mean, I wasn't even a big boxing fan. I couldn't name like many boxers, you know, but it was something I think I was always destined to do.
Yeah.
And it happened a bit late for me. Obviously, fair enough, I've achieved what I've achieved, but he's 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And this is why I want to start putting my eggs into his basket, as well as like some of the other lads, you know, Aaron Jolly, Sonny Rickwood, and some of the other lads I've got coming through, young Marky over there. You know, it's a beautiful thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good seeing everyone do better.
Change and
Yeah. Well, we've got Mark here as well. Yeah, and can we get up here, Marky?
Put yourself in, Mark. Yeah.
So we're a bit closer now, mate. So, my mate here, Marky, tell us a bit about yourself if you want.
Been in care. Met Jack through Fate Talk. Met Jack Dugdale through Fate Talk. Looked up with him. When did some boxing lessons. Had one unlicensed fight.
Smashed it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think it's important as well, Marky, it's not just about what you've done with your boxing. You've developed so much as a person, haven't you? Not just through boxing, but through the work that was like at Pearman have done with you.
Yeah.
And since he's moved to Burnley, you've come on a lot, haven't you, mate?
8 months out trouble.
8 months without any trouble, yeah.
Yeah.
Smashing it, lad.
So this is what kind of like generation we're trying to get to, you know what I mean? Kids who are struggling, and you also, Jack, like helping the next generation, do you know what I mean? And looking at him now, he's doing well, you know what I mean? 8 months out of trouble, keeping his head down.
Yeah.
Bare knuckle boxing. Like, bare knuckle boxing's been a big sport for you, I can see, and you're doing well, and also with you, Dylan, and also with you, my mate. And yeah, it's achievements that people don't think they can do and all that. So where do you think you'll be going in like the next 5 years? And so what's your plan? So you're saying you've got a fight in O2?
Yeah, I'm fighting at the O2 Arena in July, which is going to be pretty special, really, because I fought at the NEC Arena once, which in Birmingham, which was really big. But other than that, I've not done anything where there's thousands like that. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't think I'm going to fight much longer, to be honest with you.
Do you not reckon?
I think I know I've had like, what would be probably 9, 10, 11 fights when I retire, but I've taken so much head trauma in the gym, sparring every day and stuff like that, and I want to be there. I want to be complimented to my little girl, and want to concentrate on bringing through this next lot. I'm pretty banged up. I've got a bad back, got a stiff neck and that, and yeah, pretty sore. So I just want to bring the next sort of crop of fighters through and focus on that. As well as I'm working in support now part time, which is, like I say, I work with Marky here. So that's something to focus on as well. But I was just going to say, in terms of like a little bit of advice I'd give to any young people out there, and boxing's not for everyone, and certainly bare knuckle boxing is not for everyone, but just find something. Whether it's with you, whether it was your cricket, whether it's your podcasting now, something that you can find a passion in, and something that's you're gonna do every day that you're not gonna dread doing. There's nothing worse than going to bed at night thinking, I've got work in the morning, like knowing that you've got that 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever your shift is, of just wasted time. I know you're providing, you're earning, but whatever your passion is, even if you have to do that on the side until you can make it a career, do it, because you only live once, and who wants to be miserable for 9 hours a day?
Yeah, exactly. Like, people say big risk, big potential.
Yeah,
Do you know
big
what I
risk,
mean?
big reward, isn't it?
That's it, big risk, big reward and all that. And you're doing really well, like, and same with you, pal, keep it up. Do you know what I mean? Inspire the next generation, inspire your mates, and keep your head down. Do you know what I mean?
My mate kids in the future.
Your mates' kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inspire them and
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
look, I've come from this and I've gone to that. I mean, you're doing really well.
Yeah.
You keep your head up. I mean, you know like Jack and thing at one point, Dylan.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so well done.
I think with Dylan, like, obviously I'm going to be getting towards my mid-30s now, and I it's nice to like. I walk past some kids and you get some, oh, hey, Jack, yeah, well done with your fart and stuff. But I think they're going to be looking for lads his age as more their sort of role models. Do you know what I mean? So if they can see lads in the early 20s smashing it and earning money the right way and doing the right things, then obviously I think that's so you've got to understand that responsibility that you are a role model now, whether you like it or not. You've not asked for it, but you are.
You're gonna get pestered through town. Oh, come and get a photo with me, Dylan. Let's have a signature. Do you know what I mean? You will do. You know what I mean? People will admire you, and your story. It's amazing. You know what I mean? And this is why I like doing these kind of podcasts, is because I'm not just teaching the next generation about how people's come up in life. I'm also getting that kind of experience, and I'm learning myself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And also, like I were down in the dumps. Do you know what I mean? I got picked on at school, bullied and all that. And then TV picked me up. Do you know what I mean? And Freddie changed my life, kind of thing. So it's funny how when we're all struggling, we all use a sport or use something for distraction. Do you know what I mean? And it's crazy what you can do if you put your head to something and you can do. Do you know what I mean? And proceed.
And I think that positive male role model, like Freddie was to you, and hopefully I am to Dylan and things like that. You know, like there's a lot of people. I don't know much about your background, Presley, apart from what I've read online, but absent fathers, you know, people with no dads, they've no like positive male role models. So I think if you can meet someone and you can be a father figure or a big brother figure like I've tried to Dylan and stuff, and I think you'll end up doing the same yourself. Obviously, you've got a young lad, but I mean for the other young lads coming through, you know, and that's how it works. You've got to pass stuff on, haven't you?
Pass your experience on to the next generation, kind of thing.
Definitely.
So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, and thank you everyone for watching, and thank you Jack for coming on. Thank you Dylan
for having us on, mate.
Thank you very much for coming on, my mate. And I'll see you all later. Thank you.